Hello, and today I'm going to be showing you cross-dimensional redstone, which I did not think was possible because I was testing out and I just could not figure out how to do it. But I've come up with a way and I'm going to show you that. So, first of all, this is a portal. I had to use creative mode because this relies on items falling, so it has to be a hacked, well not really hacked, it has to be a portal placed like that without a block underneath it. So, down here we have two similar ones, except items are going to be coming out of this and that one. So, I'll show you how this works. So, button with items in it shoots out of this dispenser. Then, the item will come out from this portal, land on a pressure plate, come along here and power whatever you're powering. Now, this doesn't work how I wanted it to work, but it does sort of work. So if I go through this portal, how I'd intended it for it to work would be an item comes out here, falls here, powers a pressure plate, comes down here, and fires an item out here. But the thing with that is, redstone doesn't actually work when you're not loaded into the chunk. So I think it calculates it. So once you actually get into the unloaded chunk, it instantly does it. But redstone doesn't actually work when you're not. For example, if you're in the nether, redstone won't work in the overworld, and vice versa. So the way this actually works is the item falls here, falls all the way down here, and after a few seconds, which is about 4 seconds I think, it will fall into this portal and back into the nether. So it's sort of wireless redstone, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. But you can also move the direction of the outcome. If I add a water block here, like so, go back to the nether. Okay. And if we fire another one, it's now going to come out with the yellow receiver after a few seconds, because it takes time for the item to travel by ice and water. Now you're probably thinking, well, that amount travelled in the overworld is quite insignificant just for a difference of 3 blocks, but as you've probably noticed, I've actually done this the wrong way around. In that, if I had just moved these by pistons, then I would have travelled 24 blocks in the overworld, which is obviously a lot more efficient than 24 blocks in the overworld just for 3 blocks in the nether. But pistons are a bit complicated with items, and I'm not sure if they would actually work if you're not in the... Well, obviously they wouldn't work actually, because like I said before, redstone doesn't work if you're not loaded into the chunk, so that's not really an option. And I've yet to figure out a way to move them without using redstone, without water. And obviously you can place water in the nether, but not legitimately. Well, these portals aren't legitimate either, but yeah, that's even more illegitimate. So, I thought this was pretty useful, and it could open some possibilities. It's kind of limited in some ways, but in other ways it's pretty useful. But maybe you can come up with an idea to use it, and I hope this came in useful.